Alright, there are 5 months left of 2026, and I'm not sure if what I'm about to say is for me or for you. Probably both, because I believe that we're all only one decision away from actually living the life that we want, physically, mentally, all of it. And yet we keep getting in our own fucking way and being our own worst enemy. Doing the things I'm going to talk about in this video right here is how we're going to make sure that the next 5 months are actually really great, and maybe, just maybe, we can all end 2026 a little further along than we would be otherwise, knowing that you actually did what it took to move the needle forward. Alright, if you haven't seen one of my videos before, my name is Lewis, I'm a personal trainer and I've got over 10 years worth of training experience. And my goal and my hope with this channel is that I'm able to take some of the crazy shit that we're seeing out there now in the fitness industry and bring it right back down to being more human, relatable and actually understandable. Not extreme, just something that people can relate to and that I personally believe in. Alright, I want you to try something. I want you to consider for a moment just how much you're actually leaving on the table and just how much you're disqualifying yourself before anyone else even has the chance to do that. So what I mean by this is, are you someone like myself who constantly talks yourself down, where you're actually quite good at things when you put your mind to it, but oftentimes you don't even get the chance to be good at it because you disqualify yourself before you've even started? This is a matter of self-belief. But I also want you to understand like how many reasons you put in your own way that are just crap. Because I do this all the time. Like I'll come up with an idea and immediately my brain goes, oh well that won't work because of this. You can't do that because of this, or you're not good enough. It's just crap. It's limiting self-talk. And a lot of it isn't founded in any evidence whatsoever. It's just your brain trying to protect you but actually hurting you in the process. You see this all the time, like for example in the dating market, where guys particularly, we want to approach a girl, or you see a girl that you like, and rather than actually just approach them and potentially get shot down, you'll shoot yourself down before she ever has a chance. Now the problem with this is, oftentimes, they actually would have responded way better than you responded to yourself. And opportunities are just going to be lost endlessly because you're going to talk yourself out of it before putting yourself out there in the world and actually seeing how that would have ended ever happens. But you've got this crap in your head. Then it turns out later you find out actually they were interested in you the entire time and you did nothing with that when you could have, and had you actually tried you would have got a good result, but you didn't know this because you never tried, because you spoke crap to yourself and you disqualified yourself. When you come up with, like for example, a fitness goal, don't just immediately put yourself down because maybe you've got a bit of a mountain to climb. If you go, well I think I need to lose roughly this amount of weight, don't immediately just say to yourself, well, I can't do that because A, B, and C, or I've got too much work, or I have a slow metabolism, or I can't do it because I've never done it before. This is something that I'm really bad for in the past. And still to this day, now I'm just more aware of it and actually making an effort to solve it. And part of that is this video. Alright, just quick before we go into section 2, if you resonated with anything I've just said there in section 1, please give me a wee like or a subscribe or a comment. Let me know what you think of it. And it really helps me out. It helps me understand that actually there are people out there who are resonating with what I'm saying. And also, it helps the algorithm as well. Alright, so point number 2 is to protect your attention and do deep work. So the total cost of human hours spent engaging with, commenting on, getting wound up about pointless online nonsense is an absolute travesty. The amount of time that we spend as a species engaged with just crap online, which only serves to distract us from what we actually need to be doing to drive ourselves forward and take the actions required to give us what we really want. Instead, we get distracted and we focus on what is, by all accounts, nonsense. And not only does it cost us time in that moment, it also costs us the future when we don't take the actions that we need to take because we're too busy engaging with crap. So I would suggest that what you do is you delete apps off of your phone. So I don't have Instagram, Facebook or X on my phone. I do have YouTube. But try and remove as many apps that just steal your attention away as you can. Because a lot of the content on these apps isn't even there to help you. It's literally only there to drive engagement, to drive rage bait, and to make someone money at your expense. And also another thing that's really helpful is live your life on Do Not Disturb. Like I have my phone on Do Not Disturb all the time. Literally 24 hours a day my phone is on Do Not Disturb. And anyone knows that if they need to get in touch with me, don't text, you have to call, and even then you have to call twice. And it helps a lot because I'm not getting any distractions from anyone. And so your train of thought, your thinking is so much bloody clearer when you're living like that. The other thing I would say is don't check your phone first thing in the morning. Like if you check your phone first thing in the morning, you don't know what's going to be on there. And when you do that, if there's something on there that triggers a certain emotion, maybe it's anger, maybe it's sadness, maybe it's excitement even, There's so many things that can come on that phone that can completely upset the rest of your day when it doesn't have to be. So you need to retake control of your morning and actually be focused with it and do things that make you feel good, then let the world get at you. Additionally, a good point here would be to allow yourself to get bored. Like, a lot of good things can come out of boredom, and I know that sounds terrible because, like, well, being bored sounds terrible, but it does yield really good returns. You get very clear thinking when you're bored, and to be honest, I'm not the best myself at this, but it's something that I am working on, and when I have done it, I do realise it's something I need to do a lot more of because we are never ever bored nowadays. Alright, point number 3 is just build mode. Just decide what you're going to do and then go and do it. Alright, fuck everything else, build mode. Ignore everyone, ignore politics, ignore the troubles of the world, focus on exactly what you can control for the next 5 months. It's going to take us up to the end of the year. If you do that, it will carry on after that because you'll realise just how fucking sprayed all over the place your attention was before, and when you see how much progress you can actually make in 5 months, you'll never live any other way again. And I'm in the same boat. This isn't coming to you as some guru. I am in exactly the same boat. This is what I am doing now, and I'm sharing it with you because I think it would be really valuable for more people to be doing this. So what I want you to do is actually identify what is important to you and what do you actually have control over. For example, if you're invested in markets, you can't control whether they're going up and down, and if your happiness and progress is tied to them going up or down, you're giving over control to some other entity that you just have nothing to do with. You have no input or say at all what happens there. So what I want you to do is consider what areas of your life you can actually control yourself, what areas can you take positive steps in, and then go ahead, write those down, and actually start to take them over the next 5 months. For example, for me, starting this YouTube channel is my example of just biting the bullet and saying, let's go on ahead and do it. I thought about doing this for years across a variety of different methods and ideas that I've had, but I've always kind of had this idea of having a YouTube channel. And in the last month or so, I realised, right, we've got 6 months left of the year. Is this just going to be another year where this is in your head, but you never actually do anything with it? And so here I am. I've started the channel. It's going well. I'm really happy with it, and I'm actually really quite enjoying making these videos. But that's my example. So I realised, rather than just keep sitting on this idea forever and ever and ever until the time passes, go ahead, make it, start it, do something. And it doesn't matter if it's shit. It doesn't matter if your progress is slow. It doesn't matter if you're not where you want to be. Just start taking steps and the momentum will build and you'll feel much better as you go. And also you'll start to find that when you see a little bit of results, you get inspired and then you want to do more and you want to lock in harder, so to speak. I don't really like that term, but you understand what I mean. When you see a bit of results, you want to do more and you want to be better and give more effort. What I would suggest for anyone out there that's really not maybe sure for what they want to do is I would say get in the best shape of your life that you absolutely could be for the rest of this year. So I'm not saying by the end of the year you'll be in the best shape of your life. I'm not saying by the end of the year you'll be in some crazy shape. But what I am saying is getting in shape and being physically healthier and happier and actually more physically fit is something that will always pay dividends no matter who you are, what age you are, what sort of life you lead. It will always pay dividends. And so what I would say is prioritize this for the rest of the year and try and take the steps required to move toward a better version of you in the health and fitness world. And the last thing I want to say is just because a weight is heavy doesn't mean it should be carried. And what I mean by this is don't burden yourself just because you can burden yourself with stuff. For example, there's lots of things going on in our lives that we really could do without dealing with. We don't need to deal with them. And just put them down. Like, there comes a time where you just have to say, do you know what? You have to focus on you now. Now is your time to focus on what matters to you and for making improvements in your life. And whatever that thing is that's burdening you, set it down. You don't need to carry these things. You don't need to burden yourself with the problems of the world and let them get you down. And then you go on and sabotage your own progress because you're so focused on all these other things that you really just don't have to deal with. Alright, so if you take anything from this, I just want you to stop disqualifying yourself and just consider how many times that you are actually doing that. And if you become conscious of this, this is the first step because you'll start to realise just how often you actually do that. You're not failing at things. You're telling yourself you're going to fail at things and then you don't try them and then you end up failing at things. The next thing is protect your attention and just get into build mode if you can, and that's really it. Those are the three things, but honestly, they all feed into each other. You can't build anything if you've already talked yourself out of trying. And you definitely can't build anything if your attention's getting eaten alive by your phone or other things every single day. And I think that's the thing that really I want everyone to try and get out of this video, and myself included. This is like also kind of just a note to myself, is that it isn't necessarily about getting shredded by December or getting in insane shape or hitting these big goals or whatever it is. It's about proving to yourself that when you decide something, you actually follow through on it. And you don't have to err on the side of negativity all the time where you think, oh, well, I would like to do this thing, but it won't work because of A, B, and C, and D, and so on. Like, just actually try things. Like, yeah, you might fail. So what? Nobody dies. Move on. Like, stop being feared of this, oh, well, I might fail. And then you talk yourself out of it. Like, just try it and just see what happens. Anyway, if any of this landed for you, just stick around. Give me a little like, a comment, a subscribe, whatever it is, however you roll. And yeah, I'd be really glad to hear from you. And if you like this video, thank you for watching.